Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, beautiful goddesses. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Soft Life Secrets workshop. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here.
And that's no baloney.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. Hey.
Blessings, everyone. So type in the chat right now where you are calling in from. I love this interaction. Yes. All right, Harlem World. Jersey, DC, yes. Queens. Hi, everyone. Hi. Welcome in. So let me know where you're calling in from. Hi. Hi, Miss Charlene. Hi, everyone. The Bronx. Okay. Okay, Memphis. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is going to be a interactive, amazing transmission for you tonight. And I'm so happy to be bringing this to you. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be, my intention is to make this evening transformative for you, and that you are able to receive what serves you. And yes, so I'm waiting for everyone to come in. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So we are going to get started. It's very special when women come together. There's something very, very magical and very, very potent when women come together in space. We have a lot of power. We're going to go over that tonight. And when we come together, that power is magnified. So, Soft Life Secrets Workshop. Let us begin. So if you are feeling tired, if you're feeling burnt out, if you feel frustrated, if you feel blocked, if you feel like you're overworking, if you feel like you don't understand why this block, whether it's money or love or abundance or energy, if you don't understand why this block is in your life and it keeps on keeping on, you are in the right place. If you feel like it's hard for you to let go, if it's hard for you to be with your partner and just fully be yourself, if it's hard for you to relax, you're in the right space. If this resonates for you, just put a yes in the chat. Just so we know, like, we're not alone, that these things happen, and I'm gonna go over exactly why this is happening. Yes. If you feel like it's really hard to attract your soulmate, if that has been a challenge for you, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. So I have a lot of yeses. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. So when I say soft life, yes. When I say soft life, and we talk about the secrets to having a soft life, what does that evoke for you? What does that mean to you? You can say, put in the chat images or words or wearing heels, okay? What
For
does
me,
soft life feel for you? You can type it in the chat, please. Peace, confidence, yes. Peace, nature, calm, being authentic self all the time, making art, abundance,
Abundance.
giving.
Beautiful.
Yes, go ahead, type in the chat, Shakina. Thank you. Drinking tea, princess queen treatment and energy, calm and feminine. So all of these things, okay, when we talk about rest and we talk about receiving and we talk about ease and flow and bliss and authenticity and resting in our authenticity. Magnetism, yes, magnetism. Abundance, living a life on our terms. Eating really good food. Expressing ourselves, creating art, being loved on. What we're really talking about is divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy. Because we've lived for so long in the masculine paradigm of striving, of achieving, of pushing. And we get to a place in life where it no longer works. We get to a place in life where we want ease, where we know somewhere deep inside that something's off. Yes, you will get a recording. Yes, you'll get a copy. Deep down inside, we know that there's a different way to doing life. And that way of doing life is the divine feminine. That is the way that our ancient ancestors knew how to live and how to be in this energy. And so many goddesses. And now is the time to return back to that place. Now is the time to awaken back to the fullness of who we are. That when we just diminish part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that wants ease, the part of ourselves that wants bliss, that wants to receive, that doesn't want to push, doesn't want to get up and strive anymore, that you want that relaxation in your body, that connection to your body. Did you know that that deep inside, that's my natural place. That feels good to me. We know this deep inside. And so now it is time to return back to the truth of who we are and the truth of our essence. So in this workshop today, we're going to go over 3 deep core sacred divine feminine codes. Each code unlocks an essence within you of the divine feminine. So I gave the title Soft Life Secrets, but what we're going to do tonight is very deep work. And you're ready? You're in safe hands, and all will be well. But it's time. The divine feminine transforms us. The divine feminine is a returning home. So with that said, yes, we are ready. I'll set the container for tonight. It's probably going to be like an hour 15 minutes. So you know how long this is going to be. And so now you can relax. Now you can relax and let go. Okay? Now you can relax and let go. And so what I want you to do is turn off all of your devices, turn off all of the distractions around you. Give yourself this time. Give yourself permission to be here right now, fully, so that you can be poured into. And so the divine feminine is receiving. And so right now, I want you to open to receive, which means letting go of the distractions, because we're also dealing with goddess energy, and goddess energy, that goddess that lives and breathes inside of you. Goddess energy is the energy of devotion. So can you devote time to yourself right now? I know, yes, you're ready. Okay. So slow down and give yourself permission to slow down. Give yourself permission to be here and be here now. And now come into your body and just begin to just soften and let go. I'm feeling like there's some tension, maybe in the belly, maybe in the adrenals. Maybe you had some stress, some stressful day. So just begin to soften in your belly and begin to let your hips, let your belly out. Let your hips just soften and spread. Yes, and your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to release down away from your ears. So create space between your shoulders and your ears. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Soften in your eyes, soften in your lips, soften in your belly. And now gently, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep, full inhalation in and a deep, full exhalation out. The world can wait, so it is safe and it's sacred for you to just let go in this moment. Give yourself permission to receive. And as you breathe deep down into your belly, touching all the way down, just begin to soften. And now imagine this beautiful, thick, red light coming down from your pelvis all the way down through the floor of your home, down, down, down to the center of the earth, holding you nice and steady. You feel grounded, you feel secure, you feel safe, you feel held. This thick red cord reaching all the way down, holding you, warming you, nourishing you. And breathe deeply. Breathe into the softness of your own feminine nature. Remind yourself that you are safe and you are supported. And now open your hands to receiving. And open your hands to receiving all the divine light, the inspiration, the divine feminine energy, the transformation, the transmission. Open your hands to receiving like a waterfall of light, like a waterfall of light coming into the palms of your hands. Open to receive all the beauty, all the magic, all the messages. And now bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. So welcome in everyone. My name is Maya Luisa. I am a priestess of Oshun for 18 years, a feminine embodiment coach, a belly dancer, a belly dance for birth teacher, yoga instructor, fertility awareness educator, sexual health educator. By the end of 2025, I will be those two. And so I come to you today to share these transmissions, but I'm coming from not embodying the divine feminine my whole life. So when I say things about being stuck and being frustrated and being burnt out and not finding love, I've lived that for the majority of my life. I lived with a lot of unworthiness, a lot of needing and feeling and not having a sense of belonging to my own family, low self-worth. I lived that for a very long time. And so when I was 26, I decided that I wanted to get married. I was like, let me just check this off the box because I know this is something that I'm gonna want to have to do. Let me just get it over with. That was like my mentality. But when I set on my journey, I didn't know that it would take me 9 years. I thought that it would be like the movies and love just happens. But time and time again, I would run into the same toxicity, the same poor treatment, the same unavailability. And it wasn't until I changed what was within me that my outer world shifted like that. Now, the process for changing my inner world was a process, but once I did, everything around me shifted. So you can go from, okay, I'm gonna date only this type of guy. Okay, I'm gonna only date this type of guy. In fact, I'm not even gonna date an American. I'm gonna go to another country, and then if I go to another country, I'm going to find the amazing guy. What was the common denominator? Was that it was me. It didn't matter what their ethnicity was, or the income, or the country they're from. It was the same toxic pattern. Can everyone feel into what I'm saying right now? But the beauty of what I'm sharing with you tonight is that when we do shift our inner world, it's as if you have a pen and you drop it. As much as you're sure that gravity is going to drop that pen to the ground, is as sure you can be that your whole world will change. But it's from the inside out. So this brings us to the first code for the divine feminine. To unlocking, to unleashing, to transforming, and to healing yourself. What I had to do, and what the divine feminine, the beauty of the divine feminine, is that she accepts all of you. We are cyclical beings. We have cycles of death, of rebirth, of birth. Every month we shed. Every month we have a new beginning. Every month there's a death. There's a transformation. That is the divine feminine. But the divine feminine doesn't reject that part of us. So there's a part of us that we have in the past or now where there is low self-worth, where we made really bad decisions, where we were in unworthiness, where we showed up in a low self-worth. There are things that have happened in our lives that we hold in our body shame. We hold guilt. We hold it all in our body. And the divine feminine does not reject that part of us. She says, embrace it. Embrace all of you. It's not our nature to be happy, good vibes all the time. We have sadness, we have rage, we have despair, we have pain. And when we embrace all of us, we embrace the shadow, that is when we step fully into our power, because we take those painful patterns and we turn them into lessons. We take the wisdom of our wounds. So when we are wounded, we learn, we get wise. And we use that wisdom and we transmute it into turning our life into gold. So a lot of our programming and a lot of the teaching can build a lot of shame within us of being in a low vibe. You have to think happy thoughts all the time. Or that if you've done something in the past to feel shame, or that we have to be a certain way in order to be accepted into heaven. We are heaven. We create heaven on earth. We are the divine feminine. We create heaven on earth. But we've been living in such a masculine paradigm that just strips us of our power, our beauty, our radiance. So for me, I went through a process of really looking at these patterns and seeing that the way I was showing up, of course, I didn't like what I saw, but I embraced it. It made me uncomfortable, but I embraced her. And I just shared this with the goddesses in my inner circle. I talked about how my whole life I never felt like I belong to my family because my family have different, they're very different. The paternal, the maternal line couldn't be more different. And I'm very different from both. And so I love them, they love me, but I never felt like I belonged. And so yearning for that sense of belonging, I would do more, I would give more, just to feel like I belong, just to feel accepted. But just looking at that pattern, looking at that through the divine mirror, I can love that part of me because that was part of what my journey was. But how I spin it into gold is that because my journey was one of not belonging, my gold or a quality that I have, a quality that I give very, very well. Like it's part of my destiny to create spaces, to create community for people to feel belonging to. Out of all my friend groups, they all know them, they're all a group because of me. I'm supposed to build community. I'm the one that creates community for people to feel a sense of belonging because that was my path. That is my path. And so you see how we can go through these things and we can feel so frustrated and we can feel so much despair. We can feel like, I've been praying for this thing. You haven't given it to me, God. Why? What's happening? I've been praying for so long. But that pressure, when you're feeling that pressure, when you're feeling that you're being pressed or you're feeling like that frustration or that block is just getting heavier and heavier, that is actually a key. And we use that as a key to unlock transformation. You're being ushered into another level of you. So when we embrace, instead of repelling, instead of diminishing, instead of spiritually bypassing, instead of repressing those shadow sides of us, we use them as doors to open transformation, embracing all of us. How does that feel for you in your body? How does that feel to know that you can embrace all of you? All of you is welcome in the divine feminine. All of you. That one version of you that made those bad decisions, it feels freeing, yes. Feels beautiful, yes. Liberating, yes. All of you. Powerful. Yes. So instead of pushing out that side of us away, we love that side of us into healing. We love that side of us. We love her fiercely. We love her fiercely. So many of us, when we're little girls, right? When we're little girls, there's certain needs that we have as humans, little girls, children. We need to feel loved for who we are. We need to feel a sense of belonging. We need to feel supported. We need to feel secure. We need to feel safe. We need to feel protected. And so, and also like out of lack. So we need that support. Stability is the word. Stability. So for many of us, if we didn't get all of those things, maybe we got love, but there was no money. Maybe we got money, but there might have been something that we didn't get as children. But as an adult, in reaction to that, we create a life that has a lack in some area based off of that unmet need as a child. And so instead of creating our life through this, I have this vision, this is what I want, we're creating it out of reaction. And we don't even know it. It's all subconscious. This is all the subconscious going deep down into the subconscious plane. So just take a breath for a moment. And just reflect on that for a moment and think about your childhood. And the life you live now. And the blocks you have now. There's gold in that. There's wisdom. Yes, you are blessed to be where you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're embracing all of ourselves. And we're transmuting those wounds, the pain, the suffering, the blocks, and using it as wisdom and using it as keys to open the door to transformation. Because those blocks are there for a reason. The divine feminine is using those blocks, whatever block you have in your life, is a key. It's an invitation to transmute that into gold. Divine feminine is about alchemy. It's about spinning into gold, taking the base metal and spinning it into gold. But in order to be fully seated in our power, we cannot reject any part of us. We cannot shame or carry guilt or carry unworthiness or carry any type of rejection of any part of us. So I had a client who she joined the Radiant Goddess and we worked together one-on-one as well. And she was trying to get pregnant. Everything was great. Labs are great. Womb is vibrant, healthy, but the baby wasn't coming. As we look deeper, and I do this mirror work and shadow work, she had at 15 years old, she was a baby, right? She had a pregnancy release. She released a pregnancy at 15. She didn't know what she was doing, and she did the best thing that she knew how to do at the time. Unconsciously, she was carrying so much shame with that, so much guilt, so much. And we had to embrace that 15-year-old. We had to embrace all of her in order to heal, in order to transform, in order to transmute that pain, because we carry it in our body. We carry in our body And that's why so much of my work is dealing with the body. Is like, we're not gonna just be here. We're gonna be all the way, we're gonna be in the womb, in the yoni. We're going into the body. And now she has a daughter. And of course the doctor is always like, I can't explain it. I'm like, I know you can't. It's okay. It's energy work. It's energy work. And that is the transformation of the divine feminine, embracing all of you. So let's do a visualization to really just lock this in. So I want you to just sit for a moment, take a deep breath. And just imagine embracing all of you, like literally holding yourself, holding your shadow, holding your fear, holding your blocks. There's a version of you right now that is awakening. And in that awakened version of you, the one that's holding all of you, I want you to now place this crown of light right on the crown of your head. Crown of light. Place it on your head right now. And when you're wearing the crown of light, you embrace all of you. That all of you is holy. That all of you is worthy. That all of you is sacred. Every version of you is sacred, is loved, is deeply cherished. All of you. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Open your eyes. I like working with the rose. If you have some, you can anoint yourself with some oil right now. We're going into the next code. So I hope that really landed for you. Okay. So now we're going to the womb. The beautiful portal of radiant light. The birth portal. The place where we literally birth the world. So much of our essence, so much of our magnetism and our radiance, it's coming from the womb. And when we hold past memories, past lovers, energy from past lovers, shame, body shame, shame over sexuality, shame over guilt and passion for being a sexual being. When we carry this in the womb, is also the shame of things that women go through in life. We also hold babies and maybe babies that didn't make it out to the world. We hold so much in our womb. The womb is like an oven. It makes things, it grows things. And when there's stuck energy or shame or guilt, it can grow stagnation, or we can have stagnation in the womb, or we can have blocks. So when I speak about radiance and we speak about magnetism, it means that your womb is clear from blocks, because the natural state of your yoni and of your womb is magnetizing all to you. It has nothing to do with nice, expensive serums on your face. It has nothing to do with just wearing red nail polish and looking like this. It is a potent and powerful energy. The divine feminine births the world. We birth the world through our womb. And so if we're holding things, or we feel frustration, or we feel blocked, it's because there is a block in the womb, because the natural state of the womb is a flow. It's a flow of energy, it's radiance, and it magnetizes your desires to you easily and effortlessly. There's different ways of doing life. We have the masculine way, which is strategizing and analyzing and planning. And I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm just saying there's a different way. Strategy and pushing and working and numbers and input and push and that's one way. But the divine feminine way is to magnetize, is to align and to magnetize. And people say, oh, it's magic. It is. It's unexplainable, but it's real. And there's a knowing inside of us. There's like our ancestral awakening. As I'm saying these words, there's a part of you that is knowing that this is true. There's a part of you that's knowing that I don't have to work so hard. There has to be another way. We can't explain it, but we can live it. We can embody it for ourselves, for our children, and for our world. So when the womb is blocked, when the energy is blocked, there's this shame, it's guilt, it's self-sabotage, it's daydreaming about the life that you want, but not taking action. It's always talking about, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but there's no action. There's no aligned action. It's waiting for someone to save you. It's waiting for someone else to love you. It's waiting for someone to come and to treat you really well so you can feel good. When our womb is blocked, we're not in the fullness of our power. And so radiance and magnetism, that is your natural state. Think about a little baby girl. She's radiant. She doesn't have to do anything. We come to her and we're like, oh, what can I give you? How can I show you love? And as we get older, life happens and we get programmed and we go through our journey and we hold it in our womb. And we can begin to manifest a life that is just comfortable, but is stagnant, because stagnation can be comfortable. Knowing we want more, knowing we desire bigger, knowing we desire something else, but It's safe to be just here, just small. That is a blocked womb. The feminine, the divine feminine is all about desire. And other, in the masculine paradigm, they will teach you desire causes suffering and it's bad to desire things and we should just be so small and get our little portion and just be happy with this. Don't ask for more. Yes, be grateful for what we have always, but your desire is sacred. That is what creates beauty in the world and expands the world. That's what causes art to be made, farms to be planted, more trees and fruits. For art, I just said that, but like beauty and jewelry and gold and luxury and, nice interior design. If we left it to the masculine, everyone would just be living in like a little cave. But the divine feminine is like, no, I want more. I want curtains. I want pillows. I want silk. And that's what creates the beauty in the world. That's what creates the expansion. That's what that births creativity is coming from our sacred desire. It's like if Beyonce was like, oh, well, I just made an album and I just got my little Grammy and let me just be over here. And no, she wants to create more. She's birthing more. She's pushing boundaries. She's expanding. Unapologetically, it's her desire. It's her passion. And so when we have these blockages, sometimes the blocks are just shame and guilt and negative experiences, negative sexual experiences, sexual trauma. All of that can be held in the womb. So just so this can land, I have this very amazing client. She's very quiet in the Radiant Goddess program, but she's amazing. She's a healer. And she's like big time, she's well sought out. People look for her to heal. She does various modalities. She's very good. But she was 38 years old and had never had an orgasm. And I was like, no, 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 no. Because I know that I'm sure in her relationships, her partners have. And I was right. So we did lots of work in various areas, but when it came to the womb and it came to clearing the blocks, when it came to pleasure and releasing the shame around pleasure, releasing the shame around desire, releasing all of the gunk that we've been told, when we released that, when she released that, it created space. And she at first of all, like 2 days later, she was like, Maya, I had an orgasm. I was like, yeah, we did a whole little party. But she gave it to herself. And that is beautiful. And that's where we begin. We become the source of our own pleasure. We become the embodiment of pleasure, of joy, of sensuality, of self-love. And so when we give to others, it's coming from an overflow. In the story of Oshun, when Oshun brings Ogun out of the forest. Ogun is a warrior, Orisha, right? And he is just about, like, he's definitely the divine masculine, just working, working, working. He's in the forest. He's mad. He doesn't want to come back to humanity. He's pissed off. Everyone, he's like, and so he just wants to be in the forest. But humanity needed him because he's the god of iron and he helped to build foundations in the communities. We needed Ogun. All of these Orishas came. They pleaded to him, please, 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 Ogun, come out of the forest. Come on, man. You know you're thirsty. You know you're hungry. Like, it's my own ad libs. But Oshun said, no, let me go. And when Oshun came, she didn't say anything. She didn't have to. She was just herself and she was just singing, still dancing. And she had these jars of honey on her. And she was like dripping in honey. And she would take the honey and she would just go like this on his face and then walk. He would calm a little bit more. The story has a lot of metaphors and a lot for us. But one of the things that I want to bring to you right now is that Oshun had her own honey. She had her own honey bat. She was the source of her own pleasure. She was not looking outside of her to feel good, to feel pleasure. She was overflowing with it. And that's what made her so magnetic. Because it was just oozing out of her. It's just like, ooh, what is this? She wasn't lacking. And when we're not lacking and when we're in overflow, that is how you increase your magnetism, increase your radiance. That is how you become and turn on that magnetism. So a womb that is unblocked becomes a center for receiving magical miracles in your life. And the beauty of the divine feminine is that the beauty is the how, because it's so ease and flow. It's ease, it's flow. In 2019, I was a single woman living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Bed-Stuy. I had 1 bedroom for myself, 1 bedroom for Oshun, because Oshun always has to have her own her own setup in my world, right? 3 years later, there's like no words can explain this. If you would have told me this would happen, I would have been like, yeah, right, whatever. 3 years later, I'm with the love of my life in a home on the beach with 2 babies. I used to struggle. I used to push. I used to have a lot of stress in my life. And I'm not saying that it's all cookies and rainbows, but what I'm saying is that when you get into the receiving and you embody the divine feminine, it opens up ways for you that you can't explain it. You can't fathom it because it flows to you. You become the receiver. You become the receiver of the miracles and receiver of your desires. I did not go out and like try to house hunt even. Like, I stated my intention. I stated my intention. I stated what I wanted, my desires. And the beauty of it is that even when I went to first look at this house, it was on my Ocha birthday, which is the birthing day of my crown. And usually I don't go outside during that day. It's very sacred. But my intuition was like, go, just go. And I was like, really? This is my day. This is my sacred holiday. And something inside was like, go, go. And I went. You can't make it up. I met you single. I was so happy when you got out the ghetto. Yes, honey. It's it's transformative and there's beauty in it and there's ease. But like I said, it's not all cookies and rainbows. You have to face all of you. So when we clear our womb center, we become the magnet for our desires. We increase our radiance. Our, that is the natural state of our womb, of our Shakti, of the divine feminine within us. And that is why there's so much, it's so powerful. That's why it's been shunned and, witches have been burned. Witches are healers. These were women that were empowering other women back to their power. These were midwives and healers and teachers of this work. And they were burned for teaching it because it makes women powerful. Because it reminds you of your power. So when we heal our womb, we give birth to the world that we want. Can everyone feel into that? You feel into being the source of your own pleasure. You feel into being the receiver, coming into receivership. So I'm gonna take a little rose. I love rose. I'm gonna take a little rose and you can rub your hands and now place them on your womb, your beautiful womb, and breathe and relax. And gently close your eyes. And say in your mind's eye or out loud, I embrace all of me. I embrace all of me. I transmute all of my wounds into divine love. Take a deep, full breath in and release it out. How are we feeling? How is that landing for you? Feeling amazing. Okay, good. It was a beautiful release. Yes. Okay. Calm. All right. Beautiful. Relaxed. Okay, good. Feeling less pain on my left side of the body. The left side of the body is the feminine side. So that's definitely in alignment. And I hope that your pain gets healed. You have the same name as my Afro-Cuban teacher from back in the day. Yes, so when you're feeling less pain on the left side is your feminine side is healing. Okay. Our body's always speaking to us, these pains and headaches, and it's your body's way of talking to you. So, all right. So the last and final code resides in our hearts center. The heart center of a woman of the divine feminine is an extremely powerful portal. The heart resonance and the way that it reacts and communicates to the world, the resonance of our heart is 60 times more powerful than our minds. So the heart, our beautiful heart, when our heart is closed, when our heart is blocked, it manifests in martyrdom, in self-sacrifice, scarcity, constantly compromising, inability to receive, lacking boundaries, codependence. It's the self-sacrificing one. The woman who doesn't invest in herself, but gives freely to others in order to feel accepted, in order to feel loved. Again, we have these primal needs for intimacy, for connection, and for belonging. When we don't have that, when there's a block, it means that we're meant to look at that block, to embrace it, and to transmute it. But if we say and complain like, oh, they don't value me, they don't value my time, they don't value, the universe is a mirror, and it's mirroring back to, do you value your time? Do you value your life force energy we call Ashe? So it's no longer being the victim, but being victorious, being an empress over your life, being the queen of your life, being a sovereign queen of knowing yourself, embracing all of you, pouring back into you, pouring back into yourself, investing in yourself, loving yourself. It's a lack of self-care. I feel like a lot of the women who come like from my mom's generation and my grandmother's generation, this was it. It's the self-sacrifice, put everyone first. No, 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 don't worry about me. The lack of self-care. It's a leaking of energy. It's a leaking of your energy. And then that can turn into resentment because everyone around us is not valuing us because we are not valuing ourselves. And then we give more, and then we give more, and it gets into uneasy dynamics. It's the lack of, it's like for many of us, if we have a friend and the friend is like, oh, I really want to get a trainer, we'd be like, cool, girl, you should get a trainer. You get the help that you need. But for us, we'll be like, oh no, it's too much, it's too expensive, it's not in my budget. But getting support and assistance and guidance, that is very sovereign and is part of how we grow, is part of how we evolve, and is part of like valuing yourself. Kings and queens always had people pouring into them. That's how they were able to rule. They had coaches, they had spiritual guidance, they have a team. That's how they're able to create and manifest and rule. So we can also pour into ourselves. Michael Jordan had a coach, okay? Like we all need to pour into ourselves for guidance, for support. We're not meant to do it alone. There are people who specifically nerded out on one area and they know a lot and they're passionate about it. Grab that person, you need help in that area, and allow them to guide you. That's part of being a queen, is allowing support. There's no more of the self-sacrificing. No more of creating dynamics where people need you just so you can feel needed, just so you can feel loved. You on your own without doing anything are love. You are the essence of love. You are the divine feminine. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. So being, your beingness is worthy of love. Yes. You're just beingness. And so we love ourselves back to wholeness. I have a client, her name, I'm gonna change her name to Mary, but she was in a toxic relationship for 10 years, entanglement, whatever you want to call it, for 10 years. And the dynamic was off completely. And when I worked with her, we got very clear. I was like, well, what do you want? What is your heart desire? And when you're clear on what you want, is that it? That guy? And if after 10 years, nothing has changed, he's cheating on you, he's having babies with women, but the heart needed to be opened and released and healed in knowing and having those higher standards for herself, those queen standards for herself. And when we did work with the heart specifically, she released that. And as we release, we create space. And in that space, we fill it with our sacred desires. And so when I'm working with my clients and I see them, I won't see you. I will see the version of you that has the thing. It's always been like that. When I work with my clients, I'm like, I don't know, I see your baby. I see her eyes. I see you married. I see you in your wedding dress. I see it, like I can see that version of you. And that's the version of you that I speak to. That's the version of you that I work with. And so for her, I was like, girl, I see you married, but I see you with children. And so in her particular situation, she had part of her uterus removed. And she was like, well, how? and she really desired to be a mom. How is this? I was like, I don't know, girl. I don't know. I see you with kids. It's like she's married to a man who has 3 beautiful children that she loves and gets to love and cherish as her own. I'm getting chills on my body. The daughter, her and the daughter, I see, she brought me to meet her daughter. They go everywhere together. That's her baby. So we get to have it all. We get to have our desires. We get to have what we want. Working through and with the divine feminine, with this new paradigm, this new way of being. But it's not coming from a place of lack. So unlocking the heart means that we pour into ourselves so that inside of us is overflowing. So we're giving from the overflow. We're filling ourselves up with so much love, so much compassion for ourselves. And when you can have compassion for yourself, you can have lots of compassion for others. And so you become the essence of love. You become the essence of abundance, because abundance is freedom. So can you give yourself more freedom in your life, more space? Can you give yourself more love, more compassion? Become the essence of it. Overflow with it. Can you give yourself passion and pleasure and compassion and patience? And you give that to you. You overflow with it. And then you're magnetizing all that you want. You become that which you want, so that there's nothing lacking within you, therefore there's nothing lacking for you outside. That is the divine feminine. How is that landing for you? Good, I'm glad. Getting lots of emojis. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you for that. She said it feels scary to trust something different. Yes. Yes, because we've only been doing it one way. And we can trust that way. So when this work, we ease into it little by little. Yes. Yes. So it is a process. It is a process that we go through. It is a process that we go through for the divine feminine. And so much of it, thank you for your wise words. Very excited. I'm drawn to this work. It makes me feel very anxious and I don't know. I feel behind, but I know this work has to be done. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that. I'm sure so many people can relate to that too. Because we've been doing, think about it, we've been doing life in the masculine paradigm for so long, and it's ingrained in us. So it's little by little, little by little, little by little, day by day, step by step, I like to think of, I take everything and I break it down into teeny tiny tasty bites. And you take it into teeny tiny tasty bites for you to devour. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I hope this is really, really landing for you because you're not alone. You're not alone. So many people, so many women feel burnt out. So many women are walking with their blocks, and so many of us deserve to live the life of our desires. We deserve to have it all. And being in the divine feminine means being in the fullness of your power. It means knowing that you're not going to just daydream, but that you have the power within you to say, I see it, I want it, it's happening for me. And so it's not about, I'm just going to lay on my couch and fan myself and everything's going to come to me. We do take aligned action. We do take aligned action. I'll give an example. Let's say that you are a fashion designer, up and coming. The divine masculine will be like, oh, it's fashion week. You have to be at every single show and everyone has to see you. You have to be seen. You have to go, 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 every single show. The divine feminine way would say, let me rest. Let me take a bath. Let me feel into my body. My intuition is telling me I should go to this one show on Wednesday. And I should wear red. And I should wear the scent of vanilla. And I'm gonna put like a red rose somewhere. That's what my intuition is telling me. So you can do the divine masculine way and feel burnt out, and maybe your eyes will be puffy. You're trying to talk to people, but you're running around and just feeling dragged and depleted. Or you can show up to this one show, juicy and radiant, and everyone's like, who's that? And then the flower in your hair that was your intuition becomes a conversation starter to a person who unlocks the next level for your career. That's the divine feminine. It's about working smarter and using elements, using your intuition, the wisdom of your body to create the life of your desires. Taking small steps break this work down much better because it's deep work. Yes, it is very deep work. And so you're not alone in this, my darling. And the beauty of it is that we get to do it together. And so you have an invitation. Many of my beautiful goddesses are already in the Radiant Goddess. But you have a beautiful invitation. If you like this work and if you're like, oh my God, this feels so good. I know that I want this for me. I know that this is like my next thing. This is what makes me feel good. This is what I want. This is what I want to call in. If this is resonating for you, I have an opportunity for you to work with me and the Radiant Goddesses. So the invitation is there. It's open for 1 week, and then I'll close it until 2025. And so we have polarity. We're starting our sacred sexuality. You have mirror work, deep feminine energy embodiments, and all of the things. Yes, the Radiant Goddess course is seriously life-changing. Ashe. Ashe. It's life-changing for me, even in teaching it. So it's beautiful because as we come together as women And we have these moments, the healing is magnetized because there can be an awakening for a sister in the group, and you'll be like, ah, you feel it, and you can even see yourself in her own transformation, and it transforms you. It is life-changing. Ashe, yes, thank you. It is. This is a coming back to our nature. The mystery school, the Radiant Goddess Mystery School is a mystery school of divine feminine energy. Our ancestors, and probably if you believe in past lives, in a past life, you probably went through a mystery school to learn these sacred rites, to claim your feminine power, to walk through and open and receive and learn the ways of the divine feminine. Because if this is calling to you, it's because this is your time to sit in your power, to have the life that you want from a place of ease, to attract, to magnetize, to radiate from ease, from flow. She said, that example resonated with me. I would definitely have been trying to go to every fashion show. Yes, that's how we're taught. That's how we're taught. But there's a deep knowing, there's a deep resonance with rest. And it's not easy. I will tell you, when I met my love, I did not trust it. I was like, I was like waiting for something to be wrong. Waiting for, he probably, I don't know, has a drug problem. Like I was just making up, it couldn't be true for me because I had 9 years proving that this stuff doesn't work. I had 9 years. And so it took me a long time to relax to, oh my God, he really loves me. He cherishes me. Like this is real. Like I can feel safe. I can let go. So it's a process. It's a process. But then when you opening to it, you can receive the abundance, the love, the bliss, the ease, the flow. You can receive all of it. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you to limit your life into being rational. No, you are magical beyond belief. And if it's time for you to awaken, please join us. The doors are open. We would love to have you. If you have any questions, you can email me. And so we are going to wrap it up and settle in. I went over, but it's okay. This is very important that we know this, because when we become the embodiment of the divine feminine, it's not just about us. When women have abundance, this is scientifically proven that agriculture grows, that farms grow, because when we have wealth, we buy more food, we create more food, we're feeding families. It's very important at this time in the world that women come home to their power, that we understand this energy so that we are not sick and depleted and overgiving and not knowing our power, not knowing our essence, not knowing all that we are, and not knowing how to heal from a place of power. Because it's not that the scars or the wounds ever go away, it's that it's a spiral. So when I return back to those wounds, I can observe them, but not be absorbed and triggered by them. I can observe that part of me, but it's not pulling me down. And so I invite you to step into your power for your children, for your community, for your family, This work has healed my mom. For her to witness me not repeating the patterns is very healing. So we get to be the ones, we get to be the embodiments. Yes. Okay, mommy hug. Ashe. Yes, okay, so everyone settle in. Thank you so much for the love. And we're just going to close now. We're going to bring one hand to our hearts, one hand to our womb. I gently invite you to close your eyes, settle in, and just breathe. Integrate all that you heard tonight, and may it transmute into wisdom, into jewels, into transformation, and abundance of divine love. Ashe. Thank you so much for joining me.